Yeah. Hold up. Get right with you. I'ma get right with you. Bad bitches, fuck up, then dismiss them. I ain't really here to take no pictures. Middle finger up for the system.
What's up guys, before we start the video, this is going to be really short and quick. Can you please join my Hunter x Hunter Unleashed game Discord down below? I'm currently making a Hunter x Hunter game, and here's the two thumbnails and here's some game footage. I haven't really been doing too much, but if you want to see it, go to the description below and check it out. And other than that, let's start the video. Yo, what's up? This video will be the first video out of a few of how to use Roblox Studio. I know it's scary, I know it's 26 minutes long, but I'm telling you this video is worth to watch, so make sure to click and watch it, it's worth it. Alrighty, it's your boy, Top the Boss, back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a beginner's guide on how to use Roblox Studio, okay? So if you want to create a game or anything, here's the beginner's guide how to use the studio. First we have a base plate, which this is good if you're creating like your own game, like if you're not using the terrain editor and you just want to make it out of parts. And yeah, if you're making any type of obby, here is a flat terrain if you're using the terrain editor to create the terrain in your game. This is a good place to start. Then you have village, castle, suburban, racing, pirate island, western city, obby, starting place, line runner, infinite runner, capture the flag, team FFA, arena, combat, create and destroy, galactic speedway. These are the best thing to do is not touch these with your game, because it's best to make your games from scratch, because there's loads of games with all of these, so yeah, it's just best to make them from scratch. So you also got theme, these are all the themes, and you've got the gameplays, so you can come up here to click all of here. Here is my games, don't worry about those, recent. Now we're going to go into the testing world for the studio tutorial today. This is place 1, and we're going to start with everything that's need to be known about Roblox Studio. So first we're going to start, we're going to come over here. Now just ignore all of this, this is just a nice little design for today's tutorial. So first we've got the top, we've got file, which you can open. You can pick to a new studio, you want to reset your world, not reset this world, you can save it, but it gives you a new world. You can open one of your Roblox games through a file, or you can open it through Roblox, how we just saw there, my games. We can close file by just closing it. We can save to file, so you can save it to a file in your computer. You can save the file as, so you can name it. You can save to Roblox, so you're saving it to Roblox. I recommend every once in a while you save to file, just in case Roblox mixes up its data. You can save to Roblox as to change the name. You can publish to Roblox, publish your game. You can publish to Roblox as to publish your game in a different name. And just all of this left is just not as important. Yeah, they're not as important for creating your game. And here's your recent files if you want to go to them quicker. Anyway, next we have the copy. We have the back button, so it resets something that's just been previously lost. So let's click one of the parts we have here, and you can copy it, and that's it. Oh, it's for new file. I did not know that. Anyway, you can download you can get a new studio if you press that button. Yeah, I should not have opened this. I've opened like 6 Roblox studios. I will be back once this thing is finished. Okay, phew, I finally finished all of that. Anyway, this is the back button, so you want to undo what you just did, and then you can redo it to move it back. Now here's the play button. Depending on where the spawn point is in your game, if you don't have a spawn pad like that, the game will just take you to the center of the map, I believe. But since I have a spawn point, I will spawn there. This is to play your game, so this is to test your game without going all the way into Roblox, and you can test it out. And as you see, don't worry why the part has disappeared, we'll get to that later. You can see the whole beautiful world. I have a few plugins and I have a GUI there, which will all be explained in a future video. Also with a GUI down here, but this is nothing to worry about. Next, we come out of the game and we've got the home. Okay, now the home has a lot of stuff. Okay, so we got to go through all of it. First, we got the select. We got the paste, copy, cut, and duplicate. So you want to have select to select a part. Next, to paste the part, you want to copy it first, then you can press paste to paste it. Or if you're on Mac like me, you can press Command C and then Command V to paste one on top of each other. Then, if you want to get rid of a part, you press cut. So we're going to cut this part. Okay. Next, what you want to do is you can also press duplicate, which will duplicate the part, but you've got to select it to move it up, and then you can cut it by pressing delete. Next thing you can do is move a part. So let's say we've got this part here, we're going to move it. We can move this part along, the x-axis, the z-axis, or the y-axis. So let's say we just want our part in the water here. Okay, so we've got a nice little part in the water. Now next we can also scale our part. So let's say we wanna scale our part. Let's scale it to look like a bit like this. Oh, great looking part. Yeah, just make it nice and small. We can scale it across the z-axis. We can scale it across the x-axis or the y-axis. So let's just make it a nice little kind of square rectangle. Next we can rotate a part. We can rotate it across the z. So let's say we want to rotate it a bit like this, or across the x-axis, or across the y-axis. So we rotate it a bit like that. And now we're going to just move our block into however we like. Okay, so now we've got a nice little block. Let's rotate this one more time so it's a better shape. Yeah, that is better. So now we've got a block in the water. Now we click home again. We've got collision. So this will make this block collide with the water. So when you load into the game, this what it will collide with all other objects. I'll cover this more in other tutorials. Drawing surfaces are not as important. You can do it through a thing called properties. And constraints is to make it so you can't move, you can't change the part. It will constrain you. It'll work, but yeah, I'll go over this more when we get to properties. Next, we've got editor. Okay, the whole editor will be for another video, but I'll base what it's on. Here is where you can generate a map. So just like I did not create any of this. I picked one of these three and I generated it. The only things I did create was this bit at the front, the cherry blossom trees, the part, the statue, and the part in this water. You can also import one, and you can also clear your map. Okay, this is region. You can select, move, resize, rotate, copy, paste, delete. This is just the same thing as up here, but it's just for this type of terrain. And you can edit. This is where you can add terrain. So look, I'm adding dirt. Okay, I just want to get rid of this because I don't need any of it. And you can subtract. You can make it grow up. You can erode it down. You can smoothen it. You can flatten it. You can paint. There's sea level. There's so much to do, but we'll cover that in another video of its own. Anyway. Next we need to do is we go to home and we have toolbox. Now this toolbox you can download anything you want from here. So let's see what we want. We want a martial artist. Maybe, okay, I spelled with a capital R. You can take any. Look, we got some. Yeah, maybe we want someone cross-legged. So we want someone sitting cross-legged. Okay, that is creepy. Anyway, we got a martial artist. anyway, we've got models. So these are all things up to people, blocks, models, anything that someone's built and uploaded. So you can use it for your game, but it's best not to use these things for your game because you want to make your game from scratch. You just don't want to be using free models, and some models might have some type of viruses, which is not good. So yeah, I'm just gonna when you click on it and the model appears. Now if you want to move your model, you can just press move to move it to the place you want to move it to. And yep, here we've got our Naruto model looking nice and fresh. Gotta go back to move, select to select it. I'll show you how to select it later, but here we've got a Naruto model. Then we've got images, so all the different type of decals, images. Next we've got meshes, so all different type of meshes that are made through Blender or and we got audio, so all different type of audio you want to put into your script for your game, like punch audio. And we've got plugins. Now these plugins could do loads of different things, like a load character plugin or a terrain plugin to make it easier, auto scale GUI, realism mod. All of these can make your game a whole load easier. Anyway, next we've got the inventory. We got this is inventory. So this is all my models. Next we've got just everything you have downloaded. We've got recent models, all the stuff I've recently used. You can see the Roblox Studio, Waiter, everything. And then here is my created models ready for sale. Next we go back to home. And we've got the part. So this is where you can pick different parts, just like we got that block part. So you at home, we've got a part, we've got a block. You can have a sphere, we can have a wedge, you can have the cylinder, and all of these parts move in their different ways. You can rotate this one, rotate this one, you can rotate this one. You can rotate this one, as we've already done. You can even scale it. This one scales like this, and then boom, nice and big. This one scales. This one scales across like this, boom, and this one scales like this. So those are all the different parts. Now we don't need any of these really. So next we've got UI. This is not really that important right now for you. Next we've got material, okay? So we're going to move back to this block here, and you see why I put it here. Next we've got material. Here you can choose any material. So we can choose any material here to use for our block, so what we want it to look like. So I want to have some sort of little rock in the water. So let's just go for a nice brown. Let's pick this brown. So yeah, we also have color, and here's a massive color palette for you to choose from for all your colors for your game. So let's go for a cobblestone now. We want to go for something grass. Grass looks like a nice browny color. It doesn't matter what you're using, as long as it looks like what you're going for, then it's good. Or smooth plastic. No, it's too smooth. So I like to make games in plastic, but that's too much. So let's just go for grass, because it looks like a nice good muddy colour. Now we've got all that colour. Now we've got lock. This is not as important currently. You can lock your tool so you can't move it. Anchor is very important. If you do not anchor a part, it will not stay where you put it. If you don't anchor it, it will apply gravity. So let's say you put a block in the air. Let's show you. Let's grab this block, this sphere. We got a block here. Now let's make it a nice big block. If we put this block in the air and I did not anchor it, when I join in the game by pressing the little man with the plus sign in it, watch. When I join the game, yep, I'm going in. It's loading it. And look, the ball falls right down. And look, I can push it around. And also look, my Naruto's gone because of the anchor. It's probably sitting in the water here, all broken. And look, I can swim right through my block because Can Collide is off. And look at these. These are not anchored either, so I can move them. This one I can move slightly. So when you come back into Studio, look, it's back where you put it. But if you anchor all of these, if you anchor all of them, they will stay where they are. Okay? I have no idea why the Naruto model is, I can't select it. Finally I can select it. You can anchor it. So I wanna put the model. So let's say I wanna put the model on this block. I'm gonna select it, make sure it's there. Let's rotate it maybe. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Let's just write, let's go back to here. Let's say we want a different Naruto model. Naruto hand sign. So we want Naruto doing a hand sign. Okay, so that was horrible. You see, you mostly gotta animate these characters yourself instead of looking for them because the useless things people put on there. Anyway, next we got these things. These are, oh, we got home. So we got the play, we got the stop, we got the play here, we got the run. So the run button is just to run the game, but you're not actually in the game. So it's just gonna run everything with you still floating about. So look, everything falls into the ground. That doesn't fall because we've anchored it, because we're just running the game. Anyway, next we've got runs off. Let's put it back to, actually no, we want to game settings, all the settings. You can check that out yourself. That's when you make it a game. Team test is when you do team create, and you can exit game if you're a team create, if you're doing team create. Team create is when you've got other people, you give them the option to come and create with you, but you have to give it to them. Next we're on to model. We've done all of these done. Now we've done all of these. Now this is a bit confusing, so I will run it in another video. You can union things to fuse parts together. You can negate things for making holes. So once I'll explain it in another episode. And you can separate parts from a fuse, so you can separate them from a union. Next we've got create. These are not as important. I don't really use these at all when I'm building, but you can look for another tutorial to explain this. I don't really use this. You've got effects, loads of different effects you can add to your game. Maybe an explosion effect, loads of different effects. I'll show you how to make effects in another video. That is a whole video on its own. You've got a spawn. You can create a spawn point and you can design it however you like. So this is where your character will spawn when they enter the game. You've got an insert object. None of this is as important right now. You can do this other places and I'll explain them later. Next we've got test. We can run the game, we can pause it just for a second without leaving, we can stop, we can start servers. All of this stuff is just for when you create, when your game's finished and ready to play, so don't worry about it right now. You can check what devices, how the GUIs look on each device. I'll explain the GUI more proper in another video. Next we have the view, we have the explorer. Now these are the important stuff. Now here you've got the workspace. The workspace is where all your parts will go with most things. All of these will be for another video and I'll explain them more better then. So first we've got the workspace. This is all I'll be explaining in this video really quickly. So as you can see all my effects right there. But I won't explain that right now. So as you see, I'll explain the Explorer in another video because that thing, it just needs a video for itself. Look, you can select all your parts right here and you can see their names. My Naruto part does have the name, so I can write in a name. Well, I'll show you how we can do that in a second. Anyway, this will have its own separate video in the future. We also have properties, so it just shows the properties of that part. So let's click on the Naruto part. So we can write in the name Naruto, and it just shows the primary part, the parent. So the parent's what Naruto is under. So as you see, all the what's it called, parts are in the system that comes under. So if you close the workspace, you can see it. So this means Naruto is a child of the workspace. So if Naruto is a child of workspace, then the parent of Naruto is workspace. None of this will make sense now, but when you start getting into scripting, it will make sense. Next, we've got the Game Explorer. So you just got all of these. They're not as important really at all for men making a game. I'll just be skipping stuff that's not important. You've got tutorials, you can learn about Roblox, but they're not the best at teaching you. Got object browser, which you know is important. Output is very important when you come to scripting. If a script messes up, it shows it here and you can go straight to it. And also it shows if everything's running, like my realism mod, and it shows you if an auto recovery file was created because you haven't saved recently. So let's just go up here and save to Roblox just to be safe. I don't lose everything. And let's come back to view. Now everything else here is not important, and I can explain it in another video, just so we understand full screen. If you're trying to check if your GUI are good. Oh, I could have did that. Anyway, screenshot, blah blah blah, video record, they help you. These will be explained in another video. And now we are almost done with the plugins. Now here's the plugins, manage plugins folder, so you can just check your plugins. Plugins are things you can add to your game that other people make to make your life easier. That is the best thing I can explain there. It makes your life easier. Let's try my Grow Grass plugin, okay? Since I don't build with the terrain editor and I build with parts, I like to use the grass plugin. So hopefully this will work for once. Transparency 0. Grow plant rate, I don't know, 0.3. So the plants should be spawning, and there's sometimes that some plugins are broken, so they're quite old. We have the load character one. You can load any Roblox character automatically, so this is so much easier for people. You will understand once you start scripting and all that stuff in Roblox and creating characters. So I just clicked it twice, so it created my avatar twice. So just gonna keep my character floating there, I guess. Or you can select it from over here to make your life a whole lot easier. And you can just move it around. Let's say we just want to move me to the front here, and I'm just going to be waving. I'm going to move my character around, okay. Anyways, next, what do we have in plugins? Weather systems. This is to activate my weather plugin. Gap fill. Let me explain this to you. We've got two parts here. Yeah, and this part is put in a weird position. So we can go to the plugin, gap fill, and we can just go like that, select the two parts, and fill the gap in between them. Next, we've got the light toggle. This can help you edit lights in your game. So let's go to light toggle. No, we'll switch gap. Look, you can see all the lights in here, and we can change the color and the range. We want to change the range to 20, or if you want to make it the brightness 10. Look how bright that tree is. So let's just keep the brightness at, I want the brightness to be 2. Okay. Next plugin, what did I just do? Generate waterfall. Okay. These are just all the plugins you could be using. Not everyone will have these plugins. You have to download it to get it. So, oh, that was a bad waterfall. You can create waterfalls. Yeah. No, that was not a good waterfall. We want upper width to be a lot bigger. Yep. That is a better waterfall. So you can also create waterfalls. And yeah, we've got the animation editor. Those other two are not as important right now. and I'll go over the animation avatar in another video, because this is all about animating your character to put in your scripts mainly and stuff, and it will appear at the bottom most of the time. And I think the realism mod, and I think that is everything in Roblox Studio. I tried to go by this as fast as I could. Thank you for watching the video. You can just select parts like this. I'll explain loads of more things in more detail. Just look out for the next few videos. This was just a beginner's guide on Studio and what you could do in Studio. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next Roblox video. Bye!